Hi, everybody, and good Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining us on this 26th day of January. Getting ready to leave you for what I hope is going to be a wonderful, wonderful weekend, the last for the month of January 2018. We're getting ready to say goodbye to this month already. We're going to do so under some warm air, considering we also got a few things coming into play weather-wise, a line of relatively slow-moving showers tomorrow night, maybe into your Sunday morning. Not a lot of rain accumulation to speak of, and not a lot of snow accumulation to speak of either, when our next system could give us some flurries or light snow showers Monday afternoon into Monday night. But those are your two biggest weather players in the forecast, and we'll talk about that in more detail in just a few moments. Headlines for tonight's program include some more details on the body, the young man who was found by his mother yesterday in a wooded area just off of a McGoffin County road. Also, a Johnson County woman found behind the wheel of a car that police say she stole and didn't return. She's also found to be charged with some other crimes as well, drug and other related. And the McGoffin County Board of Education met last night. Some highlights of which we'll bring you. We'll condense the meeting down to just in a few minutes, but they will talk about some special recognitions. 3 young ladies who have worked very hard to achieve their GED, and the Head Start program, which has worked very hard to achieve a 5-star status. We'll hear from principals last night just briefly as they brought forth their plans on improving test scores, and then financial woes that the district is facing. Some specifics they laid out last night in regards to just how dire the situation is, how much worse it could get, and in comparison, briefly historically, in regards to how they're faring right now and getting ready to start off the next fiscal school year, or school year fiscally. With that said, one thing before we get to our local headlines, and that is, I guess you could refer to it as some good news, because you're not going to have to pay it for a while. In addition to the Public Service Commission, of course, telling Kentucky Power that they were not only not going to raise our rates by 16 or 11 or 9%, wherever they were actually going to hope it would land, but they in fact reduced our rates. They are now, that being Kentucky Power, saying that those bills aren't going to be going out because of those changes by the Public Service Commission that were ordered. They're going to need a little extra time to adjust their system to make those bills ready to get out, and in doing such, they will give us about another 15 days or so. We have 15 days from the mailing date, and those bills are going out later than usual, about a week past when they normally do. So if you don't see it on time, just wait. It will be there, but it will be there just a bit later. Then you'll have 15 days after it was mailed to get those bills in. Let's go ahead and go on to our top story this evening, and that is just a few more details that I can share in regards to the young man in his late 20s. We've now confirmed who was found dead in a wooded area just off of a McGoffin County road yesterday afternoon. I spoke with McGoffin Sheriff Carson Montgomery via telephone just earlier this afternoon. He was actually en route to another call, but had just a moment to share some details with me in regards to the young man's body who was found on Painter's Lick off of Route 40 yesterday afternoon. He was able to advise me today that a preliminary autopsy report will be back early next week, and they may be able to shed some light on the cause of death at that time, but that there was really no other details to release. As I told you yesterday, there had been a missing persons report filed in the McGoffin County Sheriff's Department yesterday afternoon. A mother who was worried about her son, who was last seen sometime around 7:30 on Monday in the Painters Lick area near the vicinity where she lives. Shortly after exiting the Sheriff's Department and filing that report, she went to the last known area where he was on Painter's Lick, and after a brief search found his body some 200 feet or so off the road in a wooded area and called authorities. We understand that he'd been missing since Monday night sometime around 7:30 or so. The sheriff could also confirm that an autopsy, as I said, is pending, and that there is no reason at this time to suspect foul play, any type of a suicide, or any type of a natural cause as far as the death is concerned. Right now they are waiting those preliminary autopsy reports to see if the cold and or drugs or anything else of that nature may have been a contributing factor to his death. We have confirmed elsewhere, however, the identity of the man, and also I spoke with McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams a few moments ago, who was confirming that they were able to release the name officially at this hour as Kendall Wireman, 28, I believe, of Sagersville. We'll have the obituary listings that are made at this time in his honor in a few moments during that portion of the program. For now, the entire situation is still under investigation, but once again, at this time, authorities are not suspecting foul play. I'll be right back. Yes, Logan makes the best truck bodies on the market, and they also have a fully stocked warehouse of dump body parts, PTOs, hydraulic pumps, hoists, anything you need to get back on the road. And they are a full-service steel and aluminum service center. They keep I-beam, channel, angle, pipe, round rod, rebar, expanded metal, sheet metal, and aluminum all in stock. And if you've got a big project, they do commercial manufacturing to your specs. Logan, since 1904. Everybody knows that our Lee's Famous Recipe has the very best chicken in Eastern Kentucky and anywhere. And we've also got the tastiest country fried steak and gravy with your choice of homemade sides, or try our favorite with mashed potatoes and country apples. Don't do dull and dry. Do your senses a favor and let Lee's Famous Recipe make your next meal the best. And try our country fried steak, biscuits, and sandwiches too at your Sagersville Lee's. A new inventory perfect for the season at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Gas and electric space heaters, chainsaws to make your own heat, battery chargers, generators, snow blowers, and everything you need for the winter. And of course, jewelry, guns, games, TVs, electronics, and more. And of course, they'll loan you cash on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun and Pawn. 349 Pawn.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
You asked for it, and Appalachian Wireless listened. Appalachian Wireless proudly brings to you the plan you've all been asking for: unlimited data. Unlimited data is only $80 a month for a single line, or get 4 lines as low as $200. See store for more details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company. Data speed slow to 25 gigabytes per line to 512 kilobits for phones and tablets, and 15 gigabytes for modems. See store for more details.
Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
The McGoffin County Board of Education met last evening, actually in 2 separate meetings. The first was a brief and organizational meeting. The second lasted perhaps closing in on a couple of hours. We'll reduce that down to just a few minutes for you tonight and cover the most important aspects of it, I believe, beginning with some very special recognitions of 3 special ladies and some special staff and faculty in our preschool and Head Start system here in McGoffin County. Before the monthly meeting, there was a brief organizational meeting prior to, in which they re-elected, if you will, Rodney Ward as the chairman of the Board of Education and Jesse Rudd as the vice chairman. They also made some changes to their monthly meeting time. They will meet the 3rd Tuesday of the month at 5 o'clock. They will continue, as they have, to rotate their meetings at each school throughout the district, except for the summer, in which they will meet at the Board of Education. When the monthly meeting began, they first began with recognition of 3 recent GED graduates, Vicki Howard presenting them with certificates. Those ladies in this case being Danielle and Maddie Cole, who are sisters, and Ashley Collinsworth. All 3 graduating, all 3 planning on furthering their education and taking those certificates to college. The Cole sisters also, as I understand, have graduated the CNA program as well. Next, another special presentation, some big news for the Head Start program here in McGoffin County. Jamie Lester from the Department of Education was there to make this presentation in regards to a 5-star rating acquired by the Head Start staff, recognition of all preschools obtaining this status.
And let me take just a moment to brag on them and to tell you what all they had to accomplish in order to become 5-star rated centers. That's not something that we just give. KDE likes to recognize centers of excellence, and every center that's state funded is automatically a 3-star center just by statute, just by things that are required by law. And a lot of your neighbors are satisfied still at a 3-star level. Now, I'm happy to say that my district, Lawrence, is a 5-star level and that you guys are too, but other folks have been complacent and stayed there. It's a lot of work to get to a 5-star level.
And a lot of that hard work includes, as Lester says, going above and beyond and doing and also documenting lesson planning, community and staff involvement, and a host of other things.
One of the things I'm most proud of too is the elementary principals that take ownership of that preschool classroom. That's not the norm. That's kind of an exception. And I want to commend the superintendent and the board for their support of your elementary folks and their work that's supported with those preschool classrooms, and of course for Brana, who heads that all up for everybody and keeps us all on the straight and narrow. I know as a principal, I couldn't have done without my preschool coordinator. So congratulations to her, the principals who take that stake, and of course to the people in the trench every day, the teachers and the assistants.
From there, presentations from each of the school district's principals, primarily on last year's test score results and their plans for improvement. We'll include a few remarks from each of them in tonight's program.
Our area of major concern, as you guys can see on that first page, was our writing. I think it was 50.8% what our achievement points were. So what we did to try to address that issue again this year, we sat down and we incorporated a writing lab as one of our co-curricular classes. In that writing lab, students will go in and for 50 minutes every third day, they work on nothing but writing. Different areas, how to write poetry, the sentence structure and so forth. And then that carries back over in the classroom because that teacher works with the other teachers, telling them what they are learning in that room and what they should be focusing on in the regular classroom.
The thing that I really, that concerns me is, and I talked to Carrie Allen, our Family Resource Center director, you know, a lot of these kids aren't, when they get off the bus, they've got themselves ready. They've got their brothers and sisters ready. And then we'll occasionally have a teacher jump onto them or say something to them for not having a pencil. Now, I want my staff to understand that maybe not all the kids are ready to learn when they get off that bus. So that's where we need to work.
You're more focused on the individual child, what the needs are.
What they need to learn. They may need heat. They may need food.
Another thing that we did at the school was our math teachers have always liked this IXL program. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's a computer program. It actually presents a lesson. It has the tutoring on there. They can read through it, shows them how to do that. If they get a question wrong, it will show them what they did wrong, where the mistake was. But what's great about that program is it does focus on the individual student need. My middle school student, when they log on, they can go from first grade to college work. Okay, any grade that they want to work on or where they need to be, they can use that. So we purchased that for our math. We also have some of that for some language arts classes. Also, we are excited about getting our gear up because that's going to focus on the math and language arts. So we're looking forward there to maybe getting some more technology tutoring.
BAR is another new program. I don't want to take too much time, but a lot of these are important. This is a program that's for freshmen. BAR stands for Building Assets, Reducing Risks, and it's a transition program. And we were able to get this through the KVEC ARI grant. And basically, we've had support from some people that started this, helped to start this program and facilitate it out of Minnesota. And basically what it is, it's a tracking and monitoring program. Mr. Conley is the bar coordinator. He meets with the freshman teachers during the common planning once a week, and they just look at individual students. And it's not always academic. Is there a non-academic need that we could go to the resource center and help a child with, or is there something else? So it's a weekly meeting, and at the end of the first semester, we had 2 freshmen of the whole freshman class that failed the class at the first semester, and that is monumental. And as long as I've worked in a high school, and I've been there 20 years, I've never known only 2 freshmen to fail a first semester course, because usually they kind of get lost when they get there, they fall behind, and it's not uncommon sometimes to have 30 freshmen fail a course. So to only have 2 at the end of the semester is a great gain. Also, something that we've started new this year that we do through these PLCs is I have every teacher at least twice a grading period contact any parent of a student that's failing a class. And they have to document that and what the conversation was like and how that went and turn that in, or at least doing that twice a grading period. The PLCs also focus on just standards. Are we teaching what we should be teaching, and are we assessing the way in which it should be assessed?
Moving on, Director of Pupil Personnel Terry Watson says the system or district as a whole has showed some improvements attendance-wise, currently at 92.4%. And he and others are hopeful that with the Christmas break and the time off afterwards, that the worst of the sickness is behind us and that attendance rates won't dip towards the latter part of the school year as they often do, or this time of the year as well. And Superintendent of Schools Scott Helton spoke briefly about a lot of the woes that systems like Magoffin County is facing, referring to a few of the most imminent.
The one that I do focus on is when your governor stands up and talks about budget cuts, and some of the proposals that's been brought to attention will drastically impact every school district in the state of Kentucky. Number one, when he brought up the cut in transportation funding, I know that they said that there wouldn't be a cut to SEEK money, but if he doesn't fund transportation, where do I find the money other than SEEK? So we've kind of run the numbers as superintendents, and it equates to about $211 per child that we would lose as a district in transportation costs. For Magoffin, over $420,000. Now we don't have that in the budget to deal with those types of things. We also had the county retirement system increase the district contribution on that side, and for Magoffin it was an additional $212,000. Am I correct, Mr. Owens? That money had to come somewhere, so we had to take that money out of our contingency, even though we didn't have a lot of money there. So we're skating by. We're not in the red, but we're skating by. Any more cuts comes, then they'll have to make any more things that actually are actual cuts. The transportation that I'm talking about is a proposed bill cut. There's a lot of other items that's on there to cut that will impact our district. There's a few programs that they're going to remove. So I'm not going to get into too specific right now, but the one major one was the transportation, and that's a big concern of mine.
And it was a similar concern brought about by Financial Officer Kevin Owens, who presented the draft budget for the school year. And with just the increase in retirement that he and Helton referred to, he already foresees next school year starting off as low as it has been for quite some time.
Due almost entirely from that increase in CERS retirement. As things look right now, we will go into next school year with a 2.21% contingency.
Not much. That's
not enough. That's not a comfortable spot for us. Since I've been here, we've had as high as 5%. Generally, we're 3.5%, 4.5%. That $212,000 had to come from somewhere. There's no buffers built in. I looked at some expenditure codes that I thought maybe, potentially, possibly might have a little bit more budget than necessary. When I got to looking at expenditures to date in each one of those object codes, I was afraid to move a dollar. So at this point, right now, we're looking at 2.21% contingency. As you all are aware, the state requires a 2%. And if the proposals in transportation come to pass,
then I got to make some tough decisions.
We've got some tough decisions ahead because we don't have $400,000, and even though they're saying that's $400,000 in transportation, transportation is a portion of SEEK. That's part of that funding. So if you take $400,000 from transportation, you are taking $400,000 from our SEEK funding. And that's $400,000 that, quite frankly, right, we don't have it in contingency. We don't have it stashed away in some obscure code. There's where we're at.
Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. The max with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Sagersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Sagersville, 349 cars. Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sagersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier, and our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sagersville National Bank, 349-3131.
We are all human. Because we're not perfect, we tend to make mistakes. Unfortunately, some mistakes are severe and carry more consequences than others. If you have been hurt in a car wreck, a truck wreck, or because of someone's mistake, reckless or careless behavior, you deserve help with your medical expenses, lost wages, and serious permanent pain and injuries that you have been made to suffer and will continue to suffer for the rest of your life. If you have been injured, I can help. I'm attorney Don Wayne McFarland. Call me and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
They're open Saturdays. That means you can go to Conley Tire in Staffordsville tomorrow and get the best set of tires for your car at the very best prices with 6 months same as cash. They've been serving our area for over 30 years, and they also have the latest and greatest manufacturer rebates. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Win her heart this Valentine's Day with something beautiful to wear, or with any of the thousands of unique ways to say I love you at the seasonal shop. Candies, charms, jewelry, or indulge her in natural, chemical-free luxury. Earth Lux, 100% pure virgin coconut oil naturally formulated in India. Scrubs, conditioners, lip maintenance, shampoos, toothpaste, soaps, bath bombs, and more. The best way to say I love you and happy Valentine's Day to anyone is by doing it at the seasonal shop. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all-natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy-taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy. A West Van Leer woman was arrested early this morning. She was found behind the wheel of a car that authorities say she took from another individual days ago and didn't return, and the theft charges are just a few that she's now facing. Arrest records indicate that a woman came into the Johnson County Sheriff's Department on Tuesday of this week claiming that this woman had taken her car this past Saturday, almost a week ago, and never returned it. And as a result, a warrant was sworn out in the name of Nicole Jean Ramsey, 47, of West Van Leer. Fast forward to today, Johnson County Sheriff's Deputy Terry Tussey received a call from 911 that black Kia that Ramey was to have stolen and still be in was on Route 40. A traffic stop took place thereafter when he found that vehicle near Palby Hall. He confirmed that vehicle was the one that had been reported stolen, and behind the wheel was Ramey. He also says in his notes that he found a pill of an unidentified type at her feet, and then the jail, after she was being booked, found 3 more on her person, and thus she was additionally charged with promoting contraband at the Big Sandy jail. That's in addition to the theft by unlawful taking charges of an automobile, receiving stolen property, possession of a controlled substance in the 3rd degree, and driving on a suspended license charges that Tussey also charged her with. She's still lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center at this hour. Moving on, nothing really new on the community calendar for this evening, so we'll switch over to funeral service announcements with a couple of reminders and a new listing this evening. The first announcement in honor of 88-year-old Norma Blanton Whitley of Parkway Drive, who passed away on the 25th, preceded in death by her husband Richard. She's survived by her sons Rick and Philip Whitley and daughter Twyla Hensley. Visitation is this evening and up until services that start tomorrow at noon. Services tomorrow from the St. Luke's Catholic Church. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. And services are also to be held tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Gary Ray Dalton, 71, of Knoxville, Tennessee, married to Joella Culbertson Dalton, who survives. He's also survived by his daughters, Kimberly Jo Simpkins and Krista Elizabeth Schatt. Visitation this evening, and once again up until services tomorrow at 2 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And Kendall Lee Wireman, 28, of Falcon in McGoffin County, passed away on yesterday's date. He was born in 1989, the son of Marie Rife Minix and the late Kenneth Lee Wireman. Funeral services in his honor are being arranged and will be announced later when they are complete from the Sagersville Funeral Home. Now let's turn quickly to your Licking Valley RECC forecast, and first of all, some rain chances arriving tomorrow. A line of slow-moving showers tomorrow night into your Sunday morning. Slow, but that doesn't mean they're going to put a lot of rain down. Our time frame right now, you can see right there in the viewing area, we're kind of split between the 12 and 5 time frame and the 3 and 8 time frame. I'm thinking most definitely, as is the National Weather Service, chances of rain for us will be, I believe, tomorrow, mainly after 5 o'clock is going to be the best bet. Once again, we're going to see some light rain throughout tomorrow night and into your Sunday. Total rainfall amounts as for tomorrow, maybe less than 1/10 of an inch, maybe 1/2 of an inch during the day or during the night, Saturday night, and only about 1/10 of an inch during the overnight and early morning hours to add on top of that, but just some lingering showers. And then the next scenario is going to be some light snow chances, light rain to light snow. Now this is Monday afternoon, Monday night when we'll see this setup. Very light accumulation, if any, but that could be enough to make for some hazardous conditions, but I'll be back with you before then. As for now, we should see 29 degrees tonight, mostly clear, calm winds, and we'll see the 50s for your Saturday, but we'll see showers likely. I don't think for the first half of your Saturday, around 5 o'clock or so thereafter, as I just referred to in the graph there, we'll see some showers. Mostly cloudy skies, though, pretty much across the board, I think, and those light showers will be accompanied by some winds, mainly out of the southwest, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 17 miles per hour. Keep that in mind. Moving on to the latter half of your weekend, Sunday, those showers will still be around, in a light nature, mind you, but still around, possibly up until about 2 in the afternoon or so. Then we should see the clouds part, maybe even a little sunshine by Saturday afternoon. That night we should see 31 and mostly cloudy. And Sunday night will give us a little break from any light precipitation. But by Monday, a slight chance of some rain showers before noon, then maybe some rain snow showers between noon and 1, maybe some snow showers after 1. Daytime highs Monday, as you can see, will be into the 30s, right around 36, 38 degrees. Not a big snow, just a glance, maybe, at this point. We'll talk more about that when I see you back here next time. Tuesday, colder air rushes in, 32-20, no precipitation, just some sunshine and the 30s. Wednesday, we go from one extreme to the other. We'll pick up 20 degrees almost and go back to 51 for your Wednesday, mostly sunny. And then Thursday, we'll still be in the 50s, but another round of some, what I think will be light precipitation rolls in. And that's going to wrap it up for us for tonight, and not just for tonight. I'm glad to say that I believe we were back on Howard's Cable at 6 o'clock at our normal time frame, and we'll be so here further. And I'm also glad to say, in wrapping up our first full week here at our new studio, tonight's show was the most, I'm not going to say bug-free or problem-free, but the most problem-free. And I think it went pretty smoothly. I think our audio, our lighting, all the other things are starting to be fine-tuned to the point that where everything should start to run much better starting Monday and every day thereafter. We certainly do believe. So with that said, thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for being gracious and patient during our move and our transition. And thank you for, ahead of time, joining us back here next time for more of Your News Today. Good night and have a great weekend.